It goes without saying that things were taking a turn, and not for the better. Some prospector showed up at my door the previous evening, yammering on about how one of my engines had ruined his score. He wanted compensation, and I was ready to give it, until it turned out that all of this uranium he'd stumbled upon was in our mine. Then, of course, the bastard went straight to the papers. Damn tabloids. So, public opinion was down, and therefore traffic was down. The trucking companies were gladly picking up the slack. The prospector, despite disappearing off the face of the earth, had given me a backup plan. But that would take time to implement. Time, it would appear, that we didn't have.
Whoa, look out!
It's completely unrecognizable, almost unidentifiable. But what we found, it looks like a Redding Camelback, one of their 060 types. That matches what Johnson and his crew said.
Indeed. Any indication of what happened to the crew?
I don't think there's a lot of hope for anyone that was on board this engine. They could have fallen into the water, and either that would have killed them outright, or if they survived that, the currents would have taken them right off the falls. If they would have to remained in the locomotive, well, it appears to have hit the road bed here intact, and then, well, crushed and detonated, for a lack of a better term.
Is it worth piecing back together to get some answers? I understand that even parts of locomotives can retain the memory.
They can, but this is a particular traumatic and dramatic event. Even if we did manage to get something coherent, just for closure's sake, I think it's a lost cause. Your call.
I'm not sure if it's worth the trouble right now, and that's a question for your agency anyways. But this is going to present problems for the railroad as a whole.
Indeed, the bridge has to be closed for inspection, just to figure out a better idea of what happened. And the cleanup and track repairs down here aren't going to be quick, either.
Well, let's head back up to Troy then. I need to figure out how to deal with this mess.
I don't get why I'm not allowed to finish the run to Seattle.
Orders are orders, Johnson. Manager says total system shutdown until he gets back. I'm recalling everyone. You're no exception.
Orders are stupid is what?
It's okay, Johnson. I'll be bored with you.
Oh, since when were you upset for lack of work?
Since we have to stay on standby, and I can't just say screw it and go to sleep.
Okay, what? Standby.
Stand by in case the line reopens. I could get a radio call any minute to tell me that all the trains are back on, or that we need an extra sent somewhere. I already overheard Doyle getting called out of Douglas, so something is happening.
Yeah, something is happening. I'm gonna waltz over to my Hawk and drive over to Seattle for the hell of it.
I would help you.
You wouldn't help me.
Yeah, I would. I'd run freight right now if I got my wheels turning.
You ran freight the other day.
And Chris saw me and he was totally impressed.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so you're hot for Chris now.
I'm not.
Oh, come on, Sal. What's he got that I don't, anyways?
Well, his rods are longer.
Well, that's just uncalled for. Where is he, anyways?
Davenport. He's actually being held there for now.
Really? The one chance I get to talk to the guy.
I'm surprised you want to talk to him. You two act like you hate each other.
We act like we hate each other.
Sometimes I do hate you.
Sometimes I hate everyone. What's your point?
My point is, I didn't really think you actually liked him.
What's not to like? Aside from his class designation, he's a pretty cool guy.
You hate people for the oddest reasons.
You hate people for no reason.
I just hate.
Sally, you're pretty tolerable aside from your home road.
Yeah, I'll second that.
What history do you have with the Central?
Also, Sam, my home road practically owns your home road, so you're fine.
Gee, thanks.
My history with the Central is a long, long story that I really don't want to delve into right now.
Also, I keep getting this tolerable attribute.
Yeah, it's because you are.
But what does that mean?
It means that I don't actively want to send you off a bridge or some... Oh, shit. Too soon?
What?
They need a turnaround down here. I spent more time going backwards and forwards today. Also, Jerry, why does Strasbourg have an empty pit for a turntable?
He'll live. Actually, I may need to re-equation some of them. There are going to be a lot of light trips, and the narrow gauges are going to have the work cut out for them.
We are on very different wavelengths right now, huh?
I think it's worth mentioning, I might have a solution for you.
Huh?
Are you two aware of what Lee has been doing?
Fixing the old
No.
main, right?
Wait, what?
I had a feeling.
Lee has been doing what?
Just the other day he took us on a tour of the old line. It's got new rails, ties, ballast, even the bridges are reworked.
What?
Wow. I knew he was working, but I didn't know he was working that hard.
How long has this been going on?
Well, a few months at least. Maybe a lot longer.
A few months? And you think I blamed all those missing Carlos on Andy? Were those two...
Working together? No idea.
As far as my investigation found, they weren't together at all. In fact, they each only vaguely knew of the other's plan. They just happened to be in the same place.
Lee actually hates Andy now, because he ruined a lot of his progress.
For goodness sake, who else knows about this?
Well, Gabe and Hebert.
Andy, Hank, almost definitely Ivan as well. Maybe Westy.
You do.
Yeah, and Blount.
Sandy and Rangeley.
Leroy too. And Officer Miller, over in Wyburn. Also a nice chunk of the citizens of Providence, seeing as Lee had help.
At what point is it easier to make a list of people who don't know?
Whenever I'm not on it.
Well, you shouldn't be now.
Wait, if the old main is usable...
That's what I'm saying. Need to get the cargo through? Screw the narrow gaugers, take the old main.
Christ, okay. I should be cursing Lee, but this is actually helpful. I've got to round up all the smaller engines. Did he rebuild it with 90 pound?
It seemed like it when I was there.
Good. Follow me, we're going to Troy. Maybe we can salvage something.
Well, that seems important.
Important enough to ignore us.
Well, there has to be a good reason.
Well, what do we have that they don't? Or the other way around?
We've got speed.
Since when were you to brag?
I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, of course you are. Finally get me an earshot, and what do? Flaunt your speed. Everyone knows you're the fastest one here, Johnson. You don't have to...
I mean, I'm not the fastest.
What? Of course you are.
But
There's no one here faster than you. No one.
that's not proven.
Yes, it is.
How?
Okay, listen. Right. Back in 1949, when the IHR contracted the two of us, I was disassembled, put on flat cars, and shipped out here. You drove. You drove. And you...
Beat the cross-country speed record by a day.
A day! A full day!
But nobody recorded the speeds, so...
Oh, for goodness sake, Johnson.
Sally or Johnson?
What?
One of you needs to head down to Davenport and round up Stallion. And I suppose Chris.
On it. No, I'm on it.
You know what? Both of you can go.
Okay. Ah!
So, you guys heard me. Chop chop. These trains need to be broken up and moved onto the old man. Blount, get Lee out here. Mark, get Hebert. Cole, get Nick. And Dan, I guess. Bell, go for the trio on the branch. Things are going to go slowly, but they're going to go for sure.
Yes, my plan is working.
You make it sound a lot more sinister than it actually is.
Don't make me concerned, Mark. You had a stroke of genius.
I usually expect evil genius out of you.
I'll take that as a compliment, thank you very much.
Does he really come off as evil to you?
I would hope so.
Not so much evil, more so much asshole.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Listen, you two, I am...
Arrogant?
Overzealous?
No, definitely just self-centered.
Or maybe lazy?
You two are assholes.
Takes one to know one.
Okay guys, enough. Let's get to arranging this yard. We're going to need a steady stream of trains out of here and over the pass. The locals will all be handled by the heavier engines. I know that's counterintuitive, but the old main isn't going to tolerate Chris or Johnson anytime soon.
So, I know it's kind of morbid, but I kind of want to visit the crash site.
Where the camelback fell? Didn't you see enough?
I was moving at least 80. I didn't see much at all.
But still, it's dead, like, really dead.
I know that. I still want to see.
That's morbid.
I said it was morbid.
Doesn't make it better. Now that you mention it, I kind of want to see it too.
See? I told you. It's morbid curiosity. Totally natural. Even humans get it.
What do you mean even humans get it? We got it first.
Two things. One, you were around way longer, so it doesn't matter. And two, I'm just explaining to her that humans have feelings too.
Oh, she knows we have feelings. She just doesn't care.
I do too. You have no idea what it's like being a locomotive.
Of course we don't. We're not locomotives.
You know there are people out there that want to liberate us?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
There are proactive, civil rights groups that want to get us out from the oppressive rule of the railroads.
I don't think they thought that one through.
Yeah, me neither. So, about this camelback.
Do you think there's parts all over the place?
Probably. It's a hell of a fall. I wonder if anything's recoverable.
Recoverable?
Like the memory. You know how our memory is stored in our parts?
Yeah. Would you want to swap parts with the dead engine to see what you can see?
Well, I'm not volunteering. Those things are laced with traumatic death. They could seriously corrupt me.
It couldn't be that bad.
Yes, it could.
How?
Sally, if I got the whistle off that engine, the imprint of falling off of a bridge to my doom would probably be immediately burned into my mind as soon as the part integrated with me. I'm not okay with that. This is why we don't get secondhand parts, especially not ones off of engines who have been through stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Admittedly, part of the reason I want to talk to Chris is because he's had some serious issues regarding new parts.
Since when did Chris have new parts?
Chris was rebuilt from consolidation.
Wait, what?
Yep. In 1945, the Reading Company decided to take a bunch of their Connies and recontract and rebuild them as Northerns. The IHR ordered one of these rebuilds, and it happened to be Chris. So he was rushed to completion in the middle of all the others.
Was it with secondhand parts?
No, I don't think so. But that influx of new stuff in such a short time span left him fractured. The Chris we know today is nothing like the consolidation Chris. I know because I knew quite a few Reading engines back when I worked for LaPenza.
Brag about it, why don't you?
Oh, for goodness sake. For someone who spends their whole life bragging, you're really quick to call someone out.
Whatever. So what happened to Chris?
What do you mean, what happened to him?
Like, what happened?
Oh, I don't know. He became a new person, with vague memories of the past. You ever see him fall into one of those flashbacks? That's just the old Chris bleeding through.
Oh god.
I seem to be getting more and more glad that I'm not a locomotive.
You and me both, Mike.
I want to ask him about this, but I know I shouldn't.
No, you really shouldn't. Right now, those memories are dormant. The old him is probably completely overwritten by the new him, which is fine and stable. But the problem is he's got the potential to upset that, and then he could end up with competing consciousnesses, which is really, really bad.
Like the Milwaukee road engines?
Not quite. He's only got one power source, so to speak, so it would just be an all-out personality war in his parts and in his head. I mean, I know plenty of engines that have ended up with transplanted memories. Standard parts across multiple massive classes of engines led to a lot of swaps back on the PRR, but those were never traumatic ones, and they were always given plenty of time to bond, so it wasn't ever a problem. Just, sort of an oddity here or there. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that having enough time to bond with a new part is really important.
Yeah, when they got my streamlining back on, it was uncomfortable for a bit.
I know the feeling. And every time I have to get some gears or something replaced.
Which I hear is too often.
Agreed.
Why can't they just give me Poppet B?
See, the railroad's got main lines shut down, and you're worrying about your valve gear. See, this is really what it comes to.
And I thought I was self-centered.
Listen, shut up. You don't go fast enough to break things.
That's it! You have to be the fastest. No one else goes fast enough to break things.
Okay, fine. Fine. Maybe one day then they'll let me take a real crack at that speed record.
Hey, Doyle.
Oh, hey, Bill, what's up?
I'm gonna round up Ivan, Westy, and Gabe, I guess. I need them to help work on the old main.
Oh, wait. You need me for anything?
Not right, yeah. Actually, yes. Someone needs to keep up with what the agency is doing.
Your agency?
Yes, but I have to pull trains. You probably won't have too much to do. Can you go down to the gorge?
I mean, yeah, I can. Why again?
I need someone to keep me updated on what Inrod Napson is finding.
Okay, cool. Am I going to be, like, a spy?
I mean, you'll just be ferrying information.
Like a spy?
Or like a detective?
No, wait. I know why I am.
Okay. As long as you just tell me what's going on.
I will. Commando!
Oh dear me.
What the hell is he on about?
He's excited, I guess.
No, I got it.
Oh, no, you don't. Not this one, you don't.
Yes!
Dang it.
It's mine! All mine!
Hebert?
Yeah, Mark?
Well, what are you two doing?
Catch the coal. It's fun, you should play.
You're just dumping coal all over the ground.
Yeah, that's because I'm winning.
You're not winning. This car is almost full.
Compared to the amount of coal that you missed, yeah, I think I'm still winning.
Okay, enough of this. Hebert, I need you for something.
For what?
Nick?
What? Oh, hey Cole. What are you doing here?
Rounding you up. We've got work to do.
Work? I thought we were supposed to be on standby.
We were. The old main is all patched up now, and it's safe enough that we're gonna use it while the gorge routes are down.
Wait. What? The old main?
Yep. And speaking of standby, Dan.
What?
Time to move, Sharknose. We've got work to do.
Work to do? Listen, pointless. I'm not sure if you've heard, but the lines are closed.
Not the old main. Now, come on, let's move.
The old main? I'm not getting grass all caught in my...
Nick, hold on for a minute while I go get Big Joe.
Okay. Jeez, let's go.
Well?
What are you doing here?
Well, that was weird as shit.
Saw it coming.
I think I'm scared.
But really, why are you here?
I need you guys.
All of us?
All of us. Let us go.
Even me?
All of us. Let us go.
But go where?
The old main is open. The big engines would ruin it. So it's up to us to get all the traffic through.
Comrade, I have 10 drive wheels and shake the earth like mighty.
Well, okay, let's go!
Gabe, look out!
Ouch!
I should just stop coming down here.
Chris?
Uh-oh. What?
I hereby challenge you to a pull-off.
Not to say, but you know I'd win that handily, right?
I challenge you to a speed-off.
Wow.
Pretty sure you'd win that handily.
Okay. Bonus round.
Locomotive versus.
So, why are y'all here?
We came down to get you guys. Well, mostly you.
Mostly me?
Yep. Chris, you're too fat.
Wow. Okay. I can't help that I was built with a root and firebox. Jeez.
But we still need you to run some trains, so I'll help you.
Thanks, Sally. At least someone's nice to me around here.
What am I doing?
Well, let me explain. Lee must have gotten bored or something, because he decided to fix the old main.
What? Why? And that's about when everything fell into place. Now I won't pretend it went smoothly, but it was a sight better than not running any trains at all.
What about the truckers?
What now?
You said there was something about the trucks? That's where you started.
Right. Well, it'll have to wait a while, but the old man rapidly became a target. A target for unsavory acts by unsavory people, when the trucking companies tried to take over. Just a few days after these events, Cole began running up to the old Elton Brick quarry hauling uranium on a government contract. A contract which was very much desired by our rivals.